Alright, this is how I make my homemade goulash, the way my mom and dad made it. I got a pound-and-a-half of hamburger here that I'm frying up. Get rid of all that juice, that's just fat. Strain it. And then I got this pan here going. That's a big pan compared to how much hamburger I got, but I'm adding a lot of stuff. I'm going to make a big pot of this stuff. So I got some elbow macaroni. If you want to, you can double up on this too, but I use a pound-and-a-half of hamburger. I use this here box of macaroni. It's 1 pound. Sometimes I get the bags and I throw 2 of those in there. I got 2 yellow onions diced up. I like those better than the white onions. They're a little bit sweeter. I got 2 cans of kidney beans in here and 1 can of tomato. They're diced tomato. You don't have to use diced. You can use whole. You can use whatever you want. That's the beauty of goulash. It's kind of like a must-go. Everything in the refrigerator must go. So you just throw anything you want in it. It's a goulash. So I'm just going to fry this up. I'm going to take my macaroni noodles. I'm going to bring them to a boil until they're the right texture, just like you're making macaroni and cheese. And then pretty much going to just dump all this stuff together. Yum yum. Okay, so I've just strained my hamburger. By the way, you guys, right before I strain it, you know, kind of move it around a little bit with my spoon. I just threw my noodles in here. Now, what I like to do is I like to use that same spoon right after I mix it. I throw the noodles in there and I steer them around. Of course, you don't want them to stick. The reason that I use that same spoon is that is like the perfect amount of grease or oil inside that pan to make those noodles not stick. Just the amount that was on that spoon. Seems to work beautifully. It's about the only thing I know how to make, so take my word for it. I've made it a lot. Then the other thing that I just got through doing is I used my macaroni strainer here and I put my hamburger in it. I strained it and then I rinsed it. I always rinse my hamburger. I know you just heard me say I put a little bit of grease in there, but I do not like grease in my hamburger at all. And trust me, you feel a lot better when you eat this if you rinse that hamburger. Hour later, you feel like crap if you don't rinse it. You just, oh, belly hurts, all that good stuff. And here's the difference between me and my wife's cooking. I don't know why, but somehow I always have a lot more dishes. She seems to do it all with one dish. The place is a mess. Anyway, so now I'm going to take, and as soon as those come to a boil, I'll throw everything in there and I'll show you how that works. Look at that. Those noodles are not sticking at all. That's just... Sorry about that. I got cut off there for a second. Got a phone call. So yeah, they weren't sticking at all. So now what I've done is I've gone ahead and rinsed my, strained my noodles. So now I'm going to grab my macaroni and add my hamburger. And now all the good stuff. Lots of onions. 2 onions there. 2 cans of kidney beans, 1 can of tomatoes. Beautimous. And I just stir it up. I'm telling you, this stuff is delicious. I'm not kidding. You have to try it. And the great part about it is you put it in the fridge, because you can't eat all this. It's just me here right now. The kids are off visiting their grandfather. And just me and my wife and 1 son. We have 5 other kids, but they're not here. So, but I will eat on this for several days. Okay, so now I take my same bowl that I put my tomatoes in and my kidney beans. Just add a little bit of water there. And probably every time you heat this back up, you're going to add a little bit of water. I don't add no salt or pepper or anything like that. I add it afterwards when I put it in my bowl, and that's because the kids are whiners. They're going to whine about these onions, but the great part about it is they can see the onions, so they can pick them out, or they can leave it alone. More for me. So now I'll take my lid, wrong lid, I'll put it back on there. And this bad boy can simmer all day long while I munch. Delicious, simple goulash, the way it was made by my parents years ago. Enjoy. I know I will.